a map like Dusk Towers, which a lot of players feel pretty comfortable on, have some interesting things on them. Like, Liberators can get range and tuck in the corner and be absolutely annoying. You've got that ledge over the fourth base that can cause a lot of problems. There's still interesting little things on each map. But Prion, definitely one of the weirder ones.
Yeah. Especially, it's the first map ever to have a gold base natural. Even if it wasn't when it first came into the map pool, that's definitely a very different proposition. Yeah, so we're going to see some fun. Let's actually get Teflon to the game.
Hopefully things work a little bit better. I know lag can be tough. I know, as we said, he's from Poland, so we're doing what we can here. We are using the East Coast server.
Why has this overlay not changed? That's interesting.
Now, one question I have for you before this game starts up. We know Semper to be a very macro, he can play a macro game very well. We've seen him go into the late game a lot. Prion Terraces, a lot of times you'll see 3-Rex Reaper. Do you think he's going to macro again, or do you think he's going to get a little... Do you think he's going to get a little cheeky?
I think there's a possibility for either. Obviously, the expectation is, like, Prion Terraces is a map on which it is very, very possible to do some crazy builds for either player, Terran or Zerg in this matchup. But obviously the other player is going to expect that. They're going to have that at least in the back of their mind. So you sometimes see them just going, oh, well, he's going to go crazy. I just play safe, hold it off, and then I'm super ahead. So it really all depends on where they want to take it. And I guess we're going to find out, because here we are.
Spawning in the bottom left, or excuse me, the bottom right, we have our light blue Zerg. It is Tefl.
And once I get the skill source that, here we are in the top left. Spawning in as the yellow Terran from Team Gravity, Semper.
So, like we've mentioned before, this map has the in-base gold, or excuse me, the natural gold base. Excuse me, I can't speak apparently. The natural gold base, which can make things really interesting. Zerg, a lot of times I see 2-base all-ins from Zerg. It's not all the time, but it works a little bit better on this map because you can get such a strong economy going fast.
But equally, it's very possible this is, I think, literally the safest map ever to lift up to the gold as a Terran. It's not like a long distance for your CC to drift, and it's not a big ramp to wall. And then obviously you have that effectively in-base normal expansion. So there's really very few disadvantages to it. And I'll be fascinated to hear like a professional Terran player's opinion on why you don't do that. Because to me it seems like, other than just the minerals running out a bit faster and it being slightly more difficult to play a longer game out unless you accrue enough an advantage with an early push from the gold, about why you don't do that, because either way it just seems mostly better.
Yeah, I'm really curious to know the reason too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there is one. I doubt it's just not occurred to all the players.
Oh yeah. We've got Tefl doing a drone transfer now. Right, that base is completed. Reaper has arrived, but the Queen is here too, so not too much should go down. Drone gets pulled back, but is saved, and now Ling's also just arriving to check things out here for Semper. Might actually get that SCV.
Ooh, it's close. Either way, they're delaying the CC by a long time, and they get it as well. 2 more SCVs coming down. He'll be able to pick off actually both of them. A little bit of a missed micro from Semper there, it looked like. This Marine should be able to take them down before the SCV actually goes down. None of it doesn't micro properly though. Oh, there's the Reaper. Okay, yeah, no problem. But still a long delay on that CC, and behind this, Tefl's getting his third base up.
He's getting his third base. Meanwhile, Semper is getting, he's getting a starport. He is getting a tech lab on his factories. Curious what he's going to do with all that. And we got a Roach Warren and one Evo chamber. Whenever I see an Evo chamber, I get a little excited. I hope to see some drops in this series.
It's definitely a possibility. Tefl doesn't have any... Oh.
Ooh.
Well, I was going to say he doesn't have any Overlords in position, but it looks like he's planning to get one there as this Dropper-Lord morphs up. Semper, though, I thought he was going towards Cloak Banshee, but it looks like I guess we got a tank evac coming out. Obviously, that double gas signaled some kind of gas-heavy play, but I think... I'm trying to do the math in my head. I think a tank and a medevac cost a little more even than a Banshee and Banshee Cloak. No, I think 25 gas less, so about the same.
Okay.
But yeah, looks like he's going to be moving out of that, trying to get what damage he done, and might even just... No, he's not going to see the Dropper Lord.
Yeah, I was curious if he was going to see that too, but now the Lings have loaded up there, slowly inching their way over to Semper's base, but Semper, with the well-timed supply depot being built, probably will see this drop.
2 creep tumors go down already. Perfectly okay for basically no investment. I mean, you were going to go Siege Tank, you were going to go Medevac anyway. So, hey, why not move out and do some damage with them? This supply depot sees the Lings coming in a little early. Gives some reaction time for Semper. It's going to move Siege Tank in here. He can pull some SCVs to repair it and just fight unsieged, or he can siege it up and do some damage. Lings are going to kill the supply depot, which is nice enough. Probably worth it, unless he doesn't pull those Lings out.
Worth it for now, but a command center has just finished providing Semper with a little bit of extra supply there.
Yeah, especially unfortunate he didn't manage to kill the SCV before the command center finished, because that would have delayed it further as well. And after the delay on the natural CC, everyone kind of stacks multiplicatively a little and just does more and more and more and more damage. But the Siege Tank, speaking of more and more and more damage, is doing pretty well for itself.
Yeah, the Siege Tank providing a lot of annoyance here. Just kiting away from those Ravagers over and over and over again. And gonna dodge those 2 shots, getting off a shot that kills 2 drones. And man, yeah, just every time a different place. Semper's dropped over a potential 4th base, finding there's nothing there. I imagine momentarily he'll lift up and try and drop into the main to only find some roaches, or at least try some kind of different avenue of attack. But we'll see. Yeah. Looks like the Dropper Lord pushed away, just barely survives. But Semper, you know, that drop, it didn't get too much done, so overall that worked pretty well for Semper. Semper's drop is kind of under attack there from Tefl. He moves it away though.
Yeah, overall, looks like both players kind of eased up on the aggro a little here. And yeah, we're just saying the Dropper Lords move back, the Overlords move back, and both players kind of considering macroing up for a little while. Tefl, though, tons of roaches in production. I think he just finished roach speed, +2, +1 about to finish up. And he's looking at a push to get Semper off this 3rd base.
Yeah, and this push is kind of scary looking. There's a lot of roaches, a lot of Ravagers. Army supplies do greatly favor Tefl here, 101 to 58. This is pretty scary for Semper.
Yeah, you know what's huge? Semper doesn't have combat shields. He's just started it literally 3 seconds ago, 5. And that's enormous, especially with medevacs. With medevacs, it takes like 2 extra shots to kill a combat shield marines, and Tefl just rushing in. He's got so many more roaches, almost double the army supply of Semper, and he's already annihilated one bunker. Small group roaches split off, kill up this tank on the left-hand side, and the next one, they're moving on to chew that up. Gets kited back by a medevac, but he just keeps on moving up. 19, 24, 25, 26 roach SCVs have just been killed. They're being slaughtered here, and there's no way Semper can hold this third base.
Actually, Tefl goes home. I wonder if it's because of the small drop at the 4th? I mean, it did take down the 4th, but Tefl should still be in fine position. I'm wondering why he ran back a little bit.
I don't know. I guess he's just kind of regrouping for the next push. He's up on workers now. He's up on army supply. He's up on upgrades. Income, a little bit in favor of Semper because he just dropped a bunch of mules. But overall, it should even up well in Tefl's favor. And yeah, he's just waiting for the right time to attack, I guess. Yeah,
again, army supply is nearly double here for Tefl. Semper really has to make something work really fast because this is pretty scary to be up against. The bunker's just now starting to go down again.
But only one of them. What's that? 5 Ravagers just finished up, adding up to 13 in total. I mean, this is a hefty Zerg force. We'll see Semper try and kite back. Corrosive Bars come down and annihilate that bunker. The tanks get kited by medevacs again, but that's time they're not firing. One thing's going to get taken out, guaranteed. The other one goes down. Oh, just gets saved by medevac. A third one gets taken out on that high ground. This CC is going to fall down, and GG. Tefl, he's going to take game 2.
Tefl with finding the right time to attack. Semper, he did well with the harass, but by the time Tefl decided to attack, he just had so much army. Like I said, nearly double.
Yeah, really hefty army supply advantage there for Tefl at the end. And yeah, it just ended up looking really good for him. There we go.
I believe our next map is going to be Orbital.
Orbital shipyard coming up. Back to the standard maps a little bit.
Yeah.
Obviously, who was it? Semper was first pick. He's the one looking to get on those more normal maps. And as the Terran player, I'm not too surprised. They'll generally prefer the less open maps, the less unusual maps. Tend to have a more standard style. We'll see. You definitely can get crazy Terrans. Ruff and Lilkanen, perfect examples of that. But Semper, I guess, just prefers that more reliable style, I guess.
And again, you could do something a little nuts like a 3-Rex Reaper, just with all the open space for the Reapers to kind of jump up into the main. But, we've seen Semper, he really does seem to like that late game. He likes his multi-pronged harass, but he also likes to play a more macro-oriented style, at least in the games that we have seen in RSL.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, that's one of the things that kind of makes him more powerful. It's very unusual to see, like, an extremely aggressively oriented foreigner. I don't know exactly why that is, just because, for one thing, foreigners tend to be a little more, I don't exactly want to say disparaging, but there's very much an attitude that it's not so much if you win due to cheese, it's illegitimate. It's more that losing because you cheesed can feel really bad. Like,
ooh, yeah,
if your opponent goes for, like, a safe build in game 3, and you just, like, 14-14'd him or something, the legs of the void, then you feel so bad. You're just like, man, why didn't I just play hatch first? I played hatch first every other game. And, I mean, it really doesn't make any difference if it was the other way around. If you hatch first and he went for a really aggressive build, then you lose, and you're like, well, it happens. Sometimes he chooses.
Yeah.
But